All right, thanks so much for joining. This is a really fun workshop that I've only delivered once before, but it's some new content really about our fantastic presentation offering. We've done a lot of work over the past year or so to kind of bolster our presentations product, and we truly believe it's one of the best in the world. So very excited to show you how it all comes together. I'm going to spend a good portion of today actually in the product in live demos, so you can really get a sense of how it all works. And we'll have a bit of time for Q&A as well. Plus I've got a few fun little interactive demos between me and Jess. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Of course, if you have any questions at all, just fire away in the chat, and Jess will pick them up at the end, and we'll see if we have some time to go through them all. Let's jump in. For those of you who haven't seen a workshop from me before, my name's Nick. I'm a design educator at Canva, and I work specifically on a platform called Design School. So if you like what you see today, or you want to learn more about how to leverage Canva as a design tool, jump onto our landing page at designschool.canva.com. And you can see lots of courses and tutorials and how-to videos and activities and all sorts of stuff there. So it's a really great place to kind of learn the best or the most about Canva. So I just wanted to start by giving us a little bit of context around what Canva is all about. I'm sure you're all massive fans and been using it for ages, but if you're quite new to the platform, I think it's quite helpful to understand where we're coming from in terms of our presentations product. So obviously we are a publishing tool that makes it super easy to design anything for free. And when we say simple, we mean like super crazy simple. We have a mission to empower the whole world to design. And we care really deeply about, other people's goals and helping them communicate visually. So, we believe we can really help people connect with their goals with, really crazy, simple design tools. So presentations are no different for us. We actually have people all over the world using Canva presentations to pitch their next business idea or the story of their product, or educate their class using Canva for education, and pitch their startups and all that sort of stuff. Some of the world's largest companies are actually using Canva over traditional presentation tools because they understand the value of highly impactful presentations, and they really want their teams to be able to save time and collaborate and work together on presentations too. In fact, there's actually over 600 presentations created every minute on Canva, which is pretty insane. That number's probably gone up since I last did this presentation a couple months ago. But yeah, it's one of our most popular doc types. So we're really doubling down on making sure this part of the product is the best in the world. So today, I've broken up this session into really 3 parts with a 4th little tips and resources at the end. But we're going to look at the story of Canva presentations through starting inspired, collaborating with ease, and engaging your audience. So this will kind of take us through the journey of what it's like to design a presentation and present in Canva. So let's jump in. So starting in inspired, what this really means is, we have thousands of templates and really deep content within the Canva library. And that makes presentations, taking the first step in presentations super easy. And it also gives you like a really strong head start. You never really have to start with a blank page in Canva. You actually start the way you want to finish your presentations. They always look beautiful from start to end, which is awesome and a big difference from a lot of other platforms. So we've actually launched 75 brand new company presentations just recently on the platform. So we have, let's see if this little video plays here. Yeah, we've got a ton of awesome new content in the library specifically for I guess, startups and companies and businesses. So we've got templates like Clean Digital, Dark Professional, Business Hip, Bold Modern, Smart Corporate. There's a ton in there. So rather than sort of talk about all of them. It might be better if I jump in and actually show you. So let me jump over to my demo screen now, and I'll show you how to find them. Hopefully you can all see here my Canva homepage. So to locate templates in Canva, there's a few different ways you can do it. So you can use the header menu here, which has all the different kind of template categories, and just head straight into presentations. And this will give you access to not only standard presentations, but things like mobile first presentations, our brainstorm presentations, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and also talking presentations, which we're going to have a look at as well. The other way is if you come up to templates in the menu, menu bar at the top here, you can also access all of our different templates, including presentations from here. But for the new company presentations, you can actually just come in here and search for company presentations. There we go. I've actually typed that recently. I'll just click that. And this is going to bring up all of the latest presentations that we have in the library. So there's some really nice ones in here. Some of them are actually animated as well. So if you see a little play button in that bottom corner there, it means the template itself is already built with animations. So if we just go in and preview this for a second, you can kind of see with animated templates, they're really great for improving engagement with your audience. So yeah, they're awesome. The other thing we have in the library that a lot of our community use are brainstorm presentations. So if we just search for brainstorm, there's tons of really awesome collaborative presentation documents that you can use for with your team remotely for doing like mood boards, group cards, team retros. Like we actually use these all the time at Canva with our teams. And they're just a really great way to get everyone on the same page, pardon the pun, and all collaborating across different time zones and different locations. Yeah, they're really, really cool documents. So let me go back here to the main presentation section, and I'm going to switch back to my main presentation. So what makes a good presentation? I'm not going to spend too much time going into design tips and principles today. I mostly want to focus on the product itself, but I think there's a few little things that might help set us up when we're creating a presentation for the first time. So the three top principles that I think are probably most important. Number one is keeping it short and sweet. So this means where possible, you want 1 point per page. So a good presentation is really straight to the point, and you just want to keep it as simple as possible. Making it visual means show, don't tell. So where possible, use images and graphics rather than lots of text. Long blocks of text, people don't usually read them because it's pretty boring, and quite often it just distracts from you, the presenter. So, really important to keep it, very visual. The last point is creating consistency. So you want to create a really cohesive look and feel. So apply a similar treatment to all of your slides, different similar graphics, or you can even use a brand kit, which we have in Canva Pro to keep all your fonts and colors and different things all consistent across all your slides. So those are my top 3 tips. So let's jump into Canva now, and I'm going to go into the editor and we'll get started on a presentation. So I'm back over here in my company presentation search. So we do have a ton of different styles in here. I'm just going to grab one of these. Let's do company mission and goals. So when you get into the editor for the first time, it's a little bit different to something like Keynote or PowerPoint. It's the layout is slightly different. So you do have over here on the left your object panel, which shows you all of the slides that are available in this template. So you can see there's probably 20 or so pages here that I can choose from. And then down the bottom here, these thumbnails, these are the actual pages in my presentation. So I can easily, grab one and rearrange it. That's how you rearrange pages really easily. There's also a really cool thumbnail view, I guess, which let me see if I can pull that up. I'm hiding and showing it. Well, yes, we can rearrange the thumbnails here. There is a thumbnail view as well, but I'll show you how to rearrange some of these pages using different templates in just a second. So at the moment, I've got all of these, every single page of my template applied here. So you can see we have essentially 20 pages, and then it's looping over again. If I want to use a different template, I can absolutely do that. So I can come back in here. We have another category here. So for example, simple presentation. So simple presentation is another good category. I'm going to try this one. So I've got a whole bunch of different pages here. I can just drag one of these pages onto my presentation here, and you can see all of the other pages stay the same. And I've just taken one page from another template. Or I can choose to apply all 15 pages, and that'll actually override my entire presentation, as you can see down here. If you want a little bit more control, we come into here. This is kind of like our page viewer, and it makes it a little bit easier to sort of like, if you want to maybe select a whole bunch of pages together, maybe I want these 3 pages here, and I want to move them all together to a new spot. Really easy to, again, just rearrange all of your stuff on the fly. All right, so I've got a presentation in here. The first thing I really need to do is give it a name. So let's just come in here and give it a name so I don't lose it later on. And the next thing I want to do here is maybe work on my front, my title page here. So I guess some of the features that are probably the most stand out with Canva presentations, we have, a lot of you have probably already heard, we have a background remover tool, which is really fantastic, one-click background remover. We also have one-click smart mockups as well. So I'm going to show you how that works. Let's first of all just make some basic changes to this page. I'm going to first of all maybe apply a brand style to this, because I think that's really important. Let's try applying my brand kit here. So in the styles tab, we have access to fonts and colors that I've set up in my brand kit. So these are my fonts and this is my color palette. So with one click, I can apply that to all of the pages in my presentation. And let's try updating the colors here as well. So we need that to look, I'm just going to keep shuffling through. There we go, that looks a little better. And I'm just going to hit apply to all pages. And as you can see, it's gone through, and in one click, my entire presentation has been updated to my brand colors, which is awesome. All right, so let's see if we can maybe update the photo in here. I'm going to grab this image here. That kind of matches. And I'm just going to make a little adjustment here. The spacing isn't quite right, so let's see if we can just fix that a little bit. So just like that. All right, so already just within a few clicks, I've taken a template and made it really on brand with my fonts and colors and imagery super quickly. So I just want to show you how to use some of those other more advanced tools like background remover and smart mockups. So background remover, first of all, it is a Canva Pro feature. It's one of the most used and awesome tools we have in Canva. It works so well every time. Basically, it will analyze your image with a very smart kind of algorithm and figure out what parts of the image are in the foreground and what parts are in the background. And it will deep etch the image usually pretty perfectly every time. We'll just wait a moment and see how it goes. All right, there we go. Well, that's done a really good job. You can see even here, right in here on the hair line, it's actually cut out all of that background as well. So yeah, it's pretty awesome tool. I'm just going to make that a little bigger. Pull that down there. Great. So already I've created something that's a little bit different from where I started. Let's get rid of that line. So that could be, a good title page. Let me just show you how to add this into a mock-up now. I probably wouldn't put this whole thing into a mock-up, but let me go back here and bring the photo back. And I've got this photo selected here. I'm going to go back up to effects and to smart mockups here. I'm going to see all. So smart mockups makes it really easy for you to simulate your design or an image inside of a product. So you can do it for a device mockup or a print product like a card or a mug or a bag, a hat, whatever you like. So let me try maybe a nice phone mockup. So let's maybe do this one. Let's see how this works. So you've also got some ability to adjust your image. Here we go. I'll pull that down a little bit. There we go. So I've got my image in a nice phone mock-up there. I've also got the ability to custom fit this, so I can sort of like change the position a little bit. Looks like I probably don't need to too much here. There you go. And kind of change the crop position of the photo within that mock-up. So you have full control over all your images when you're using them within the smart mockups. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let me jump back to my presentation here and we'll get into the next section. So collaborating with ease. I think this is the part within Canva that really stands out from our competitors. So when we design, we try to really get into the flow. It's kind of like that, magical place where everything starts to come together. So once you've started inspired and you're kind of getting into Canva's design tools, it sort of helps get you into the flow. And I think our collaboration tools really help keep you there as well. So Canva also empowers fluid group effort, and it enables teams to work together through digital brainstorming in real time. And it's sort of like this way of frictionless collaboration where members can easily give feedback and contribute. So it doesn't really matter where your team is. You can be anywhere in the world. Obviously now with the new kind of remote working trend we see globally, these remote working collaboration tools are really, really important. So let me show you how this works in Canva. And I might actually have to get some help from Jess for this demo, but let's see how we go. So I've actually got a little presentation here that I'm planning to present to my team at Canva. And the idea is to make people love Canva. So I thought it might be a good idea to start with some data here. I need something that's going to obviously back up my claim here about whether users love Canva. So this is from the latest data from our very serious and important recent survey of our users. So let me just see if I've got this right. I'm going to add a comment here. I'm going to add Jess. That's it. I'm just going to say, is this right? I can also assign this to Jess. So basically now Jess is the owner of the data in this chart. And we'll just see in a moment, hopefully she'll get that little message there and she'll pop into this document and be able to edit this, this chart for us. But yeah, it's a really great way to, create accountability when you're working in presentations and see, I guess, a whole thread of communication right there in the document. So you can see Jess has popped in here. At the top, you can see her little talking head. So we'll let her work on that slide and I'll flip over to the next one. So here I've got a little brainstorming document. So this is where I'm trying to gather thoughts about some of the most requested features we get here at Canva. So one that I've heard, yes, I've heard this as a comment before. Can Canva write my business plan for me? I've definitely heard people want responsive website design in Canva. That'll be a really huge one. So let's go back and see if Jess has managed to update the data here. Yes, she has. Much better. Okay, so the hell yeah part is obviously a lot bigger than we realized. I might just adjust this chart now. So you've got tons of different assets and ingredients within Canva. So just down here, you can see in the charts tab, there's tons of new ways for you to visualize your data in Canva. Our engineering team have done a huge job of adding all sorts of new charts like histogram charts and pie charts and donut charts and all sorts of different stuff. So I might actually edit this chart and change it to perhaps a, let's go a stacked bar chart. There we go, that's good, because we like graphs that go up and to the right at Canva, so that looks much better. Cool. And let's go over to our brainstorm doc here. So Jess, have you got any, have you heard any requested features for Canva lately? Anything you wanted to add in there?
I have had quite a few requests for something in particular, so I'm going to add a note right now.
A little slow down with the syncing there. Let me put this into the favorites area, and I'm going to also give it a thumbs up. So I think that's a pretty cool one. All right, so we've got some stuff in our requested features, which is great. And we're obviously collaborating on this document. It's all looking really good. So let me come back here and we'll have a look at the next part of our demo. So the third part here is really about Canva's live presentation tools and how they can help engage your audience. So I think a lot of us have probably heard of death by PowerPoint before. Well, what's the opposite of that? I think for us, it's Canva's live presentation tools, because they really help facilitate a two-way conversation and they encourage real-time interaction through comments and likes and different things while you're actually presenting. So we'll see if we can get that going here as well. We have an awesome feature here called talking presentations. So for those of you who are maybe a little bit nervous about public speaking or presenting live, a talking presentation means just with one take, your presentation can keep on working for you. You can just record it once and then you can share it out as a link and anyone can watch it, which is really cool. So let's jump in and see how this works. I'm going to go back to my demo here. So I've updated the data in my presentation and I'm ready to present it to my team. So I'm going to come up here and click present and just present as standard. I can also do it in presenter view, which will give me my presenter notes and my upcoming slides, which is really handy. If you've got a second display, you can have that view on an external separate display. In this instance, I'm just going to go for standard. Okay, so that brings it full screen. So hopefully you can all see that, and I'm into my presentation now. Now, the cool thing is down the bottom here, we have this little button called Canva Live. So I'm just going to click on that. And this will allow me to start a new live session or a live chat within my presentation. So let me hit start new session. And you can see here we get a unique code. And if you go to this link here, canva.live, and enter this code, you'll be able to actually post a comment or a question right here live in Canva. So we'll see if Jess wants to jump in there, and feel free for any of you to jump in if you'd like. I'll go to my next slide now. So do users love Canva? Hell yeah, they do. And you can see, I love that little animation. That works really well. Oh, there we go. I've got a little bit of feedback here from Jess. Awesome presentation. Any emoji reactions there? Oh, look at that. I got a heart coming up as well. So there's live reactions as well. So you can get instant feedback from your users without being distracted from your presentation, which is really cool. It helps you kind of know that people are watching or listening. Yeah, really helpful. All right, so let me just collapse this for the moment. So do users love Canva? Yes. So we know playing games in Canva is obviously a really requested feature. Well, it just so happens that I have something to introduce to all of you today. It's this Canva Space exclusive. It requires a little bit of build up. In fact, I'm going to hit D on the keyboard, which bring up a little bit of a drum roll here. And it is playing games in Canva. Yes, this is a real game. You can actually find this in Canva. It'll allow you to turn a little caterpillar on your canvas into a little fruit eating machine, and he'll kind of crawl around and eat fruit, which is pretty fun. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Let's
That is so cool. Definitely deserving of some confetti.
Yeah, and in case you're wondering, you've got all of these awesome shortcuts when you're presenting to help with obviously, you know, building suspense. You know, you even got bubbles if you'd like. I'm not sure why we use that one actually. I don't think I've used this one in a presentation yet. We've got the ability to add a timer. So if you're doing breakout rooms and things, you can press any number on your keyboard and that'll start a countdown timer, which is awesome. You can even tell people to be quiet with, where is it? I think it's the, let's go down and have a look here. Here we go. Q for quiet. So let me come back to my main presentation. In fact, the next thing I wanted to show you is actually how to do a talking presentation. So you can see I'm still in my live mode, but I'm actually going to go into the share menu and show you how you can present and record. So this is really good if you've got people in different time zones who can't watch all at the same time, and you just want to share a link out that they can watch later on. So you hit present and record, and then go to recording studio. That brings you into this view here. So you can see here I am with my camera. I can even choose a snap camera, which I'm not sure if I've got this set up, but for those of you who know, Snapchat has all these awesome filters and different things that you can add to yourself while you're recording. And you can obviously choose your audio source, your microphone as well, and then hit start recording. But you start recording, and then you can end your recording, and you'll get a link which you can share with anybody. And you can also download your whole presentation as an MPEG-4 video, which you can obviously share as well, or watch, or share directly to somebody else. So let's get back to editing here, and over to my presentation. All right, so that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. I've got a few little resources and things that I wanted to run through next, and of course I'm going to show you how to access that game because it's pretty fun. So the first one I wanted to show you here is our create page. So if you go to canva.com/create/presentations, this is where you can find all the information about our presentations products, access to a lot of those different templates and things, and a lot of the features that I've kind of gone through today. So yeah, this is kind of a good hub or a good starting page for all things presentations. The other one is our business resources page. So if any of you are maybe in marketing, or you have your own small business and you're looking for really great, I guess, template sets that work for you, this is so canva.com/business resources will take you to this page where you can find these kind of template toolkits. So you can get obviously presentations, but they match with a whole other bunch of things like business cards, menus, flyers, Instagram templates, all as part of one set. And then you can obviously edit them to be on brand with your colors and fonts and what have you. So that's a really cool resource. And the last one, of course, is Design School, which I mentioned at the beginning. So designschool.canva.com. And this is where you can find a whole bunch of courses and different tutorial videos. We have a really good course here called Presentations to Impress. It's one of our first courses, but still really useful. We have Guy Kawasaki as one of our experts, Gary V, very famous guy. He's also one of our experts on this one, and none other than Melanie Perkins as well. So really good course with some awesome experts to learn from. So check that one out as well. Cool, and I believe we are giving away an extended free trial of Canva Pro for all of these workshops. So I'll leave that to Jess. I believe she'll send out an email, so you'll get a link to try Canva Pro for an extended trial.
Exactly really cool. Right. So yes, everyone will receive a link to the recording of this workshop, and in that email there will be a trial of Canva Pro.
So let me open up to Q&A and see if I can help with any questions you guys have.
Somebody asked, how did you do the game?
Yes, good question. So this is a little Easter egg that one of our engineers put together. We love having random little fun things hidden within the product. So let me show you how you do it. If you are in the Canva homepage, the first thing you want to do is choose a blank Instagram post. So it has to be an Instagram doc type. The next step is come over to Elements in the Object panel and search for Canva.
Puri's asking, how many pages do you need to make this game? It's just this one page, isn't it?
This one page. Just make a blank Instagram template and just open that up just with one blank page. Then search Elements for Canva Caterpillar, and you'll see this little guy, number 1 in the list. Add him to the page. And then the last step is to add a line. So to add a line, you can just press L on your keyboard, the letter L. that'll add a line, and bang, all of a sudden it turns into this fun little game. So you can grab this line, you can kind of use this to prod the caterpillar towards the fruit. Go, get the fruit. There he goes. Pretty sure if he eats the, well, he's gone off the page. I'm pretty sure if he eats the spider, I think he might die. So let's find out. Let's push him up to the spider.
Oh, so you got to avoid some.
Oh no, he likes the spiders. Okay, that's good. Yes,
cool.
Very fun. I believe there's another one of these games somewhere in Canva. I can't remember how to find it, but there's another really fun game, Easter egg, which I'll have to ask.
We can reveal in a future workshop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Jophine likes that one. That was so cute. We have another question about, are these features, are the live and gamification features available in the Canva for Education product? Canva Live?
So all of the presentation features I showed you today are all definitely part of the education product. So obviously teachers, there's this huge trend towards remote learning and remote teaching at the moment. So we're finding, we have about, I think 60,000 schools using Canva Pro now. And all these teachers are finding Canva Live tools really useful for delivering lessons. So yeah, all of that stuff's available. It's all exactly the same. The Canva for Education product is a little bit different. It's obviously more tailored towards students and teachers working together. There's a really great assignment marking workflow and some classwork tools as well for teachers to kind of collaborate with students. But yeah, it's all still there.
Fantastic. Can we do a quick recap of how to get the shortcuts for confetti and bubbles and things like that?
You bet. Yes. Well, I can actually do that. Back over here. Let's find my presentation. Let's maybe go with this one. Okay. So when you're in present mode, so I want to just present in standard. That's fine. So we're in full screen here. You'll see some little buttons down the bottom here. So this is to open up Canva Live. You've also got, you can switch to presenter view, which is I think what I did before. And then there's got this magic shortcuts menu here. So magic shortcuts just show you all of the little buttons you can press. So yeah, let's do blur, which is quite a good one. So if you're trying to get the attention of your audience, you can press B to blur the screen. Confetti, drum roll, whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. It kind of just allows you to have a bit of dynamism in your presentation, which is really fun.
Yeah, I love those, particularly the timer. I love the timer. So and it's any number between 1 and 9, isn't it? I don't think we can go up to 10, but in just 1 to 9.
I think so. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Any last questions? I'm going to put a link in the chat to our feedback form. So if you could please take 1 minute just to fill out that form. We love getting feedback, and it's also your chance to have your say about the kind of courses and webinars that you would like to see. So feel free. There's a little question at the bottom there that says anything else that you would like to see workshops on. So feel free to put your ideas in there so that we can make content that is really useful to you. So there's the link in the chat there. If you could just click that, it'll open up into a Google form and should just take 1 minute to fill in. I'd also like to let you know about Canva Space, where you can find out about upcoming workshops. I'm going to pop that website in the chat there as well. Nick, even did you want to bring that up on screen so we can just show people where the event schedule button is at the top? So you can click on that and you can see all the workshops that are coming up for the next few weeks and book into anything. So up the top there, the purple button, see event schedule, and that's going to take you to this page, which will show you all the workshops we have coming up, and you can just book into them by clicking on any of those. So that's about it for today. Any last questions in the chat? Type them through. And I really hope to see you at a future Canva Space webinar. Or maybe if you're in Sydney, even some of our face-to-face sessions that we're starting in our Canva Space Sydney office. So keep an eye out. You'll notice some of those workshops on that space, on that screen, have Sydney after them in brackets. So those are our new face-to-face offerings. So if you're not in Sydney, just making sure you're booking into those ones that are online. So they just don't say Sydney after them, that's all. So any last questions? I think we might be done. So thank you so much to you, Nick, for that excellent presentation, where I always learn something during these webinars. That was great to see all those features profiled, and lots of thanks in the chats too. Impressive. I'm so amazed. People finding these productivity hacks really, really useful. And a lot of these things really do help us save time when we're making our presentations. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.
All right. The recording will come through in a few days. So have a great day or evening, everybody, and we'll see you at the next Canva Space webinar. Thank you.